Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you to Fireshine Games for the game key. Today we're going to be taking a look at Lens Island. This game left early access on June 19. For more info, the link is in the description. Now let's get into it. Alright, we're going to try to play with the gamepad. Gamepad is not a perfect science right now. Sure, so timing it, you get a better chance the second shot. Got you. Try it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, gamepad for the most part runs pretty decently until you need to build anything. If you want to build something a little more complex, it's a little wonky. So if you're someone who is wanting to play this game with gamepad, Steam Deck probably serviceable because you can, like with the trackpads, you can switch back and forth pretty easily. On the computer though, you're definitely gonna need a mouse and keyboard. But it's a very charming and like in its own unique way survival game. I nerf a lot of the settings. Like there's still combat, there's still a lot of other things. But I want to have more fun. I don't want the survival. I like playing survival games. I don't like the survival elements of the games. If that makes any sense. I feel like a lot of times they just kind of ruin the vibe. No. Okay, so we actually got all the multipliers there. Yeah, so when we dip into like Enshrouded, V Rising, Forever Skies, all wonderful games. I nerf the heck out of any sort of the survival elements. If I could take them out completely, I do. Because I want to enjoy the games. I don't want to stress over like constantly being like thirsty or hungry. It's a lot. And I understand that's the concept of the games, but I mean still. I like to adventure. I like to do exploration along those games, and they're very interesting worlds. Oh, watch out, moose. Okay, so what do we have to do? We collected wood, we collect stone. We gotta gather blueberries. So I guess I imagine you're a blueberry. I guess that was enough. We're overachievers, we'll get more. And we'll get this third one. Alright, we got all the blueberries. Build a house. So we can build a house with stone, wood, and blueberries. Interesting. Oh, and assuming the town was like literally behind us. I do like the whole like mini game of having to press the button. I do appreciate that. Like a little twist in the combat. I'm used to playing games like Torchlight, Diablo, and Grim Dawn, Titan Quest. So the top-down camera angle doesn't really bother me. But I can see how it might annoy some people. Especially like this isometric angle where it's a little harder to see. You can't really see very far. I prefer this, but OBS does not like it for some reason. I think we'll set up camp. Right, maybe right around here. So this is the tricky part. Alright, managing your hotbar and your backpack. Alright, so drag an item to your hotbar to equip it, or drag an item off your hotbar to unequip it. Any unequipped hotbar items can be found in your backpack. Your backpack sorts for resources for you. Drop them on the ground or into the storage by dragging. Eat food items by equipping them to your hotbar. Alright, makes sense. Well, there is like one spot available. Alright, so this part like works because I hit Y. And that kind of goes into your inventory, your backpack. And then from here, you can kind of go into your building mode. So this is your building mode. But again, unfortunately, it's hit or miss as to how intuitive it's going to be. A lot of times I have issues when you have to like do cursor stuff. I do not like hitting the right bumper, which is your builder tool. I do not like that. It does not work very well with the gamepad. So we'll test this out and see how functional this is. So we're probably gonna need a foundation first. Alright, building your first home. All homes start with foundations. Drag the first item on your build menu to place the foundation. To edit your builds, enter edit mode with F. And I think that's right bumper. Make building easier using camera controls and level switching. Upgrade and change your builds with various styles. Of course, because we got that. Now we have to get out of it again. So down. I really wish they did a better job at highlighting. Like maybe put a stroke or border or something. Because I do like that it's a lighter background. It would be nice if it just had like an outline where nothing else is completely outlined. That would stand out a lot more. Especially when you're up here. It's hard to tell which one you're on. Especially these up here. So we're going to grab this one. Grab foundation. And we're using the right stick. And to rotate is Y. Downside is if you miss your spot, you have to come back. So. Obstructed. So I imagine there's like a safe area over here. So we'll put a tile here. A. Oh, we're out of resources already. Damn. Gotta cut more trees down then. Which is fine because we're needing to get these trees out of the way anyway. Alright, so we have all our wood. Giggity. Oh, we need stone, that's why. Got you. Almost done. There we go. Now we got our stone henchman. Now let's zoom out a little bit so we can see if we come across any stone anywhere. We can find rocks along the way too. That's probably a lot of like, you'll see a Phantom X. It's either gonna be stick or a rock on the ground. And we'll place this one here. Place that one there. We're gonna get a very small house for now. We don't want to get too particular. Wooden wall. I mean, not for nothing right now. It's behaving, which I can appreciate. And it's behaving, especially when we hit the record button. You know what? For symmetry, we're gonna do another one just so we can put a door in the middle. Let's do Y. And I think a lot of this has to do with just how the menu works in the other mode. No, we want to go there. There we go. Makes it a little more difficult to try to use the building mode. Alright, let's put a door. Oh, do we have to... Oh, we have to... What is the button? I don't think we hit it. This we probably have to go in the builder mode. Okay. Simple enough. We had to get out of it to get back in. Break that. And then back out again. Again, that's the wonkiness of that. Do that and the cursor leaves. Now here, we're back in the other mode. We press Y. It's a lot easier to manage. And now we have a door. Simple enough. We're gonna need steps though. So not completely simple yet. Not really sure what constitutes a home. Because I would say that we have a home. Oh, well, you know what we need to do? Probably need a ceiling. 100%. Yep. It's hard to remember the ceiling because you're playing an isometric game and things kind of fade in and out, so it's kind of really hard to remember. But we did it. Alright, build a workbench. So let's build a workbench. And we have materials, which is always nice. Again, this is not the most optimal build, because our house is not really structured for the long haul. Being a wooden log cabin means we're gonna get wrecked by anything if they want to come over here and attack us at home. And they will. They always do. So let's build a bed. Put a little humble bed over here. Plop you down there. Okay, we can't do an anvil yet. They want us to build a campfire. We'll build the one inside. Now, it says that we don't have to do it, right? It's just, we just have to enable it. Set bed. Alright, so we have to use our mouse for this. Doesn't recognize that. And now we're stuck in this mode. There we go. Now we're out. It's like when you move the mouse, it thinks like you're in builder mode and you're not. So again, little things like that need to be ironed out. Enter the mines at Bridgewater. Oh, I don't think we have any torches, do we? No, we have a torch, don't we? I think we walk around with a torch. Here we go. I knew we had a torch. We just didn't apply it yet. So this is coal, I think. And I want to say, I think the good thing about jumping in here already is I don't think we're gonna get bad guys. Well, we could probably use like the knife, I think, to do that. That was a little dramatic. But yeah, if I know this game, because I played a little bit, I have a personal save already, that enemies would just be spawning near us. And for some reason, I don't think they spawn in here. I think this is kind of like a safe cave. I could be wrong. I've never seen an enemy in here. Probably like your tutorial cave. Keep it simple here. Now, it'd also be nice too if you could press another button and it would break your animation. That one thing I wish this game had, and they could fix it at some point. I wish there was a quick jump to your melee. Kind of like what Enshrouded has. Where if you press, like in that game, you press up and it automatically like equips your first item. So technically it could be anything. You can have a bow, you can have a sword, you could probably have a rock if you wanted to as your first item on your hotbar. But that's how that game works, where you press up and it quickly jumps to the first item. So you could probably affix like your better weapon there. So if you are doing mining and other things, and you probably want to equip it as fast as you can. See, the other one, we didn't have this option. I don't know if I want to build that yet. I want to look for our shards. And we're getting these. 14. So it gives us a little bit of a buff. We got our shards. Okay. So it looks like they actually spawn in different areas. That actually jump. So this might be procedurally generated in some sort of way. That like the majority of it's probably very common. But when it comes to tutorial or quest items, they might move them around. Because I don't remember that being there. When I had to do it in my personal save, I had to jump over a ledge. Which, if you didn't know that you can jump, you probably wouldn't have known that you could have gone over there. Hence why it took me a while to figure that one out. Now let's zoom out. Let's see if we can figure out how to get out of here. I think it was this way. Yeah, so if that's the case, that is really neat. that changes. You don't want to go in the void though, because I think that's what all that is down there. Is the void. You want to avoid the void. So it is still nighttime. Oh, yep, they're out. Oh, wrong button. Press Y. I'm used to a lot of other games where they have like a strong attack as Y. But I guess technically your strong attack would be chaining moves. I mean, if you get a good timer, good to go. Notice board. I notice you. Alright, let's build an anvil so we can upgrade our weapons so we're not as dinky. Don't take as many hits. I love how they always kind of give us like a weird, awkward angle for this. So X, unfortunately, you have to use your mouse for this. They want us to do the knife. And you gotta hold. And you could do this with an A at this point. But drag and dropping, for some reason, doesn't do a very good job with the analog. It says we don't have 10, but we're able to still do it anyway. Oh, we don't have any. We're out of shards. So hit right bumper, and that's gone. And then because the cursor, we'll move it to the side. And now it's not annoying us anymore. Now, I don't know if we have to, like, drag and drop the new item. Let's see, because those things have exclamation points. I guess we apply it that way. And I really kind of did it in the wrong spot. Watering can? Oh, return the bag. Oh, we don't have, that's a blueprint. Okay. Now, again, I don't know if that was something that we had to do or if it automatically, like if you upgrade an item, does it just replace the previous one? The game really doesn't kind of clue you in on that yet. Especially when they put an exclamation point, kind of throws you off a little bit. Oh yeah, so 18, that's a lot more effective. Yeah, that is plenty effective. Can we sleep? Can I let us sleep? Oh yeah, that's right. You don't like that, do you? Like it more when we're using our mouse. Alright guys, well this was our first look at Lynn's Island. Thank you to Fireshine Games for the game key. And again, this game left early access on June 19. For more info, the link is in the description. And we'll catch you in the next one.